हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू मनु लॉ क्लासेस। मेरा नाम गौतम दीक्षित है। फ्रेंड्स, इन टुडेज वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ फ्रॉम जुलाई 14, 2022. Some news are from foreign affairs, Sri Lanka crisis. The next is about new Quad in Middle East, जिसका मेंबर हैं इंडिया, US, Israel, UK and UAE. The next we are going to study about James Webb Telescope and the new images which has been taken by the James Webb Space Telescope and other news. So let's start with the news. The first news coming from Sri Lanka that Ranil becomes acting president as Gotabaya flees to Maldives. So now this is the new information coming from Sri Lanka about Sri Lankan political crisis. So we already know that Sri Lanka is going through a worst economic crisis since its independence, and now the economic crisis has turned into a political crisis. So if you will just see that Sri Lanka president Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who had offered to tender his resignation, now he has fled to Maldives, and he has made Ranil Wickremesinghe as the acting president. This is followed by a series of mass outrage, mass protest, and presidential secretariat, official presidential residence, prime minister's residence, they all were they came under public protest. The next is Supreme Court saying that it cannot impose omnibus मतलब blanket ban on demolitions. So the Supreme Court has said that whether it can pass an omnibus orders to stop demolitions by municipal authorities across the country. Okay, that is going on in various parts of the state. The next is a very important gender gap index. So the gender gap index, India has been ranked 135 out of 146 country in gender gap index, and India has performed poorly in health and survival sub index. So this is the report which is released by World Economic Forum, and if you will just see, there are 4 parameters in this. That one is economic participation and opportunity, then educational attainment, health and survival, political empowerment. So we will just see that in health and survival, India has been ranked at last, that is 146. India's best performance is in political empowerment, that is 48, and the third best is educational attainment, that is 107, and economic participation and opportunity, India's performance is 143. So if you will just see the global gender gap report 2020, so it is saying that it will take 132 years to reach gender parity, with the gap reducing only by 4 years since 2021, and the gender gap has closed by 68.1%. Now the next is India's performance among its neighbors. So if you will just see that Bangladesh has ranked 71, Nepal at 96, Sri Lanka 110, Maldives 117, Bhutan 126. Now the countries which are behind India, these are Iran, Pakistan and Afghanistan in South Asia. In 2021, India was ranked 140 out of 156 nation. The next is a news from state Kerala mission to provide 20 lakh jobs. So यहाँ पे you just have to focus on the name of the mission, that is Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission. The aim of the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission is to provide jobs to 20 lakh educated unemployed in the state. So if you will just see that these job seekers, they the basic details about the job seekers they have been collected by the Kudumbashree who have registered them on a digital platform. Now in order to collect the information about the job seeker, a special survey was conducted, that is called as My Job My Pride. Okay, and now in the second phase, the Kudumbashree they will register those. पहले फेज़ में क्या हुआ कि सारे डिटेल्स लिए गए। सेकेंड फेज़ में क्या हुआ, जिनका भी एज ग्रुप 21 से 40 इयर्स के बीच में है एंड जिनकी क्वालिफिकेशन है लाइक दे आर अंडर ग्रेजुएट, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट, डिप्लोमा और ITI क्वालिफिकेशन होल्डर्स, दे विल बी फर्स्ट गिवन द प्रेफरेंस इन द जॉब्स. The next is about inflation. ओके सो यहाँ पे इन्फ्लेशन में अगर हम देखेंगे तो दो चीज़ें हुई हैं जिसकी वजह से अगर हम देखेंगे कि जो इन्फ्लेशन है विच हैज़ कम डाउन फ्रॉम 7.04% to 7.01%. These two were first raising the repo rate. Okay, and the next is excise duty cut on certain essential items. So if you will just see that overall inflation, that is consumer price inflation, which is released by National Statistical Office NSO, it has come down from 7.04 to 7.01%, and the food price inflation, it has declined by 22 basis point to 7.75%. यहाँ पे basis point का मतलब हम समझ के लेते हैं. basis point का मतलब होता है that 100 basis point, इसको हम BPS भी कहते हैं, it is equal to 1%. Fine. So it is like it is saying that 22 basis point कम हुआ है, so it means 0.22% कम हुआ है. Now if you will just see the pressure on edible oils, so if you will see the prices of pulses and edible oils, they both have shrank as compared to May. The key cooking medium, that is edible oil, जिसका which is in a supply shock because of problem going on in Ukraine and Indonesia. Ukraine से we import sunflower, Indonesia से we import palm oil. So Ukraine is not supplying the sunflower because of Russia-Ukraine crisis. Indonesia में problem है because the productivity has gone down in Indonesia. Fine, but the government responded to it by reducing the import duty reductions. Now, so if you will just see that prices of pulses, they have contracted as from previous year and from the preceding month. अब यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे, the center has also reduced the excise duty on petrol and diesel. But अब यहाँ पे एक catch है. एक catch क्या है? That 9 of the 12 items in the food and beverage baskets, which represent 80% of the sub index, मतलब कि 80% weightage जिन food items का है, these are like cereals, milk, meat, vegetable, sugar, spices. Okay, यहाँ पे we are experiencing sequential price gain and government needs to focus on the supply of these essential commodities in food basket. The next is about Sri Lankan political crisis. So over here, if you will see that we already know that the political crisis has taken place. Now there is political vacuum. Acting president is Ranil Wickremesinghe, and now the new government is going to be appointed. Now the new government is necessary in Sri Lanka for one more reason, that is IMF bailout package. IMF bailout package तभी मिल सकता है श्रीलंका को when there is a political stability. Okay, so if you will just see that this public protest was directed against Rajapaksa, who has fled to Maldives. So if you will just see that the political family, Rajapaksa family, they have ruled Sri Lanka for over 15 years. Now if you will just see that this political crisis, मतलब कि एक political family का rule खत्म हो रहा है और एक नया chapter चालू हो रहा है. So whenever such political transition takes place in any country, there is a number of possibilities. Number of possibilities ये होता है कि if all the parties come together and they make a united government, okay, so the country is out of the crisis. But if there is infighting, okay, then there will be a problem, then the country will go in another chaos. अब यहाँ पर अगर हम देखेंगे कि श्रीलंका में जो भी चैलेंज है वो यही है, टू फॉर्म अ ऑल पार्टी गवर्नमेंट. ओके, और यहाँ पे जो सेकेंड प्रॉब्लम है दैट इज एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रेसिडेंसी का. एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रेसिडेंसी, यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रेसिडेंसी इज नाउ बीइंग टारगेटेड. नाउ द protesters in Sri Lanka, they want genuine democratic reforms so that constitution is amended or new constitution is formed and there is return to parliamentary democracy. Okay, now returning to parliamentary democracy, so it requires a political will. Okay, a political will and a willingness from both the sides, from the sides of protesters, from the sides of opposition, to work together to form a genuine democracy in Sri Lanka which can solve the present crisis. Now if you will just see this thing, this paragraph, it gives the reasons for Sri Lanka's political turmoil. So if you will see that there are certain important developments. The first is economic downturn. Now this economic downturn was due to COVID-19 pandemic and government's mismanagement of economy. जैसे कि अगर हम इसको अगर इंडिया के साथ कंपेयर करेंगे तो इसी वक्त अगर आप देखेंगे कि तो इंडिया में जो कोविड-19 का टाइम था, इट वाज वेल मैनेज्ड. यस्टरडे वी सॉ वन रिपोर्ट फ्रॉम यूनाइटेड नेशन डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम विच सेज दैट because of war, because of COVID-19, the chance of people slipping into poverty in India is zero because of the security net provided by the government during COVID-19, which is continuing till today. But such thing did not happen, and when there was an economic crisis, it led to failure to supply essential goods, fuel, food to general public, which has led to people protesting on the street. The second thing is which is happening in Sri Lanka is that there is now a demand from citizens for the immediate resignation of current president, that is Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and the government. This protest first it started from rural Sri Lanka. Why it started from rural Sri Lanka? So see, when the COVID-19 thing was going on, okay, so what happened over here, that Sri Lanka may which relies on tourism and tea export for earning foreign exchange, they both dwindled, come over. So how government reacted? Government imposed ban on chemical fertilizer which government was importing, and it promoted organic fertilizer. So because of that there was a food crisis, and first the protest started from rural area, and when the economic crisis worsened and when there was shortage of essential goods in the market, then the urban middle class, they started protesting. Now the next is challenges. What are the challenges? So the first is polarization between radical sections of the protesters and the opposition parties in parliament, which are traditionalist and conservative, and they are skeptical matlab shaki, okay, they are skeptical of the agenda of the protesters. यहाँ पे ये समझना ज़रूरी है कि there is a polarization or there is a division between the demand of protesters. The protesters, they are demanding genuine democratic transition, but जो opposition party है, they are skeptical of protesters demand. तो ये एक challenge है यहाँ पे श्रीलंका में. The next article, India South Korea bilateral relationship. So now see, इस आर्टिकल का जो सेंट्रल थीम है, द फ्लो ऑफ दिस आर्टिकल इज दैट फर्स्ट दिस आर्टिकल रिकॉग्नाइजेस द डाइवर्जेंस बिटवीन इंडिया एंड साउथ कोरिया. ओके, that there is divergence of views on various geopolitical issues going on in Indo-Pacific between India and South Korea. Second, that it recognizes that there is a need for cooperation between India and South Korea, especially when a new president has been appointed in South Korea, who is Yoon Suk Yeol. So please note down in your notebook that who is the newly appointed South Korean president. The name is Yoon Suk Yeol. So the appointment of Yoon Suk Yeol as the president of South Korea, it has brought a paradigm shift. Paradigm shift matlab major shift, 180-degree shift in South Korean foreign and security policy. Now Yoon Suk Yeol, he is proposing that South Korea should be a global pivotal state and should play an active role in regional affairs. Now once South Korea starts playing an active role in regional affairs, it gives India and other members of Quad a chance to interact more closely with South Korea in the Indo-Pacific region. Now if you will talk about the trade, so the trade is sluggish between India and South Korea. So trade between the two countries is sluggish and there was no major inflow of South Korean investment in India. ठीक है, अब इंडिया और साउथ कोरिया का they are negotiating a comprehensive economic partnership agreement which still has not been finalized. But now due to strategic shift in South Korean policy, because of the appointment of new president, there is new economic opportunities for both the countries. Now they are aiming for the trade target of $50 billion by 2030. Now there is also a renewed focus. Now they can cooperate on new areas such as public health, green growth and digital connectivity. For example, if you will just see that in 2020, India and South Korea, they signed a roadmap for defense industries cooperation. Please note this is important. In 2020, India and South Korea, they have signed a roadmap for defense and industries cooperation, but because of divergence of views, ठीक है ना, because of lack of political and strategic alignment का मतलब हो गया कि there is divergence of views related to regional factors. This has not realized the fruit. The next is that if there is a shift in South Korean policies, it will enable India, South Korea and Japan to coordinate a defense policy to manage the regional security policies in Indo-Pacific region. Now there is one challenge which has been discussed over here, that if India and other Quad countries, if they deepen their relationship with South Korea, will South Korea will able to withstand the Chinese pressure, and will it be able to stick to its new alignment or new policy? So over here if you will just see कि past में अगर हम देखेंगे तो साउथ कोरिया का जो पीस प्रोसेस था नॉर्थ कोरिया के साथ, इट हैज़ कम्प्लीटली कोलैप्स्ड. Okay, now North Korea is conducting many missile tests and nuclear tests which may raise the regional tension in Korean peninsula. The next is when Ban Ki-moon was the president of South Korea, China and South Korea, they signed certain 3 agreements. The 3 agreements was that South Korea will not deploy terminal high altitude area defense. This is like S-400 aerial defense system. तो ये जो थार्ड होता है दैट इज टर्मिनल हाई एल्टीट्यूड एरिया डिफेंस. दिस इज द एरियल डिफेंस मिसाइल ऑफ यूएस. देन साउथ कोरिया विल नॉट पार्टिसिपेट इन यूएस मिसाइल डिफेंस नेटवर्क, एंड साउथ कोरिया विल नॉट एस्टेब्लिश एनी ट्राइलेटरल मिलिट्री अलायंस विद यूएस एंड जापान. नाउ ओवर हियर India can help South Africa withstand this Chinese pressure and North Korean threats if they align their view for the in the Indo-Pacific region. The next is about the president. This is very nice article about president. You can read this article. यहाँ पे factual information बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, but it is about the role of president in Indian polity. So if you will just see that India, it is a republic, okay, and it has a president, okay, who is a nominal head, okay, and then we have prime minister, okay, who is the real head of the government. Fine. So if you will just read the article 53, if you will read it, then article 53 says that the executive power of the union is vested in the president, and it shall be exercised by him either directly or through officers subordinate to him in accordance with this constitution. So it says that the president exercises the power only on the aid and advice of council of ministers. Now if you will just see over here, तो यहाँ पे एक ये आर्टिकल पढ़ने के बाद ऐसा लगता है कि प्रेसिडेंट किसी भी डिसीजन के लिए दे हैज़ टू डिपेंड अपॉन द एड एंड एडवाइस ऑफ काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स. तो क्या प्रेसिडेंट के पास कोई रियल पावर है या नहीं है? तो जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली डिबेट चल रहा था तो वहाँ पे के.टी. शाह एक मेंबर थे, उन्होंने ये क्वेश्चन रेज किया था कि जो हमारे प्रेसिडेंट है, इज ही अ सॉर्ट ऑफ मियर ग्रामोफोन ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर? तो दिस डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर रिप्लाइड दैट आवर प्रेसिडेंट इज मियरली अ नॉमिनल फिगर हेड. He has no discretion, he has no powers of administration at all. Fine, ठीक है ना. अब हम अगर अपना प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन देखेंगे तो जो प्रेसिडेंट होते हैं दे आर इनडायरेक्टली इलेक्टेड. जो इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज होता है प्रेसिडेंट का, दैट इज इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ लोकसभा, इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ राज्यसभा एंड इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबलीज. अब हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि इफ़ यू विल जस्ट सी दैट आर्टिकल 54 विच गिव्स इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज ऑफ द president, but if you will see that still it is a indirect election. फॉर द प्रेसिडेंट, बट यहाँ पे तो भी पॉपुलेशन प्ले करता है अपना रोल। जैसे कि हम स्टेट्स की बात करें तो स्टेट्स में वैल्यू ऑफ वोट ऑफ एनी एमएलए, हाउ इट इज़ टेकन, value of vote of an MLA, how it is taken? So it is total number of elected MLAs divided by total population of the state multiplied by 1 upon 1000. Okay, this is the value of one MLA in a particular state. So what happens that for different states MLAs will have different values of vote because it depends upon total value of total number of population based on 1971 census and total value of total number of MLAs present in the legislative assembly. For example, Uttar Pradesh, the value of vote of one MLA is 208. So we can see that yes, population is a crucial factor in the election of president, and hence it gives a moral authority to the president who is appointed. So the जो ये एक debate चलता है that president is mere a rubber stamp, so the author is saying that no, the population plays a very crucial role, and the value of votes of MLAs are derived based on the total population of the state. So it is an indirect election, but president definitely has a more functions, and he is not a rubber stamp. So second thing what the author is emphasizing is the oath of the president. So if we will see the oath of the president, which is administered by the Chief Justice of India. So here the president takes the oath that he will preserve, protect and defend the constitution. That is the first oath. Second oath is that president shall devote himself or herself to the service and the well-being of the people of India. Now if we will just see that since 1970s, okay, so we are witnessing rise of very powerful executive. Now यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे कि a cabinet has all the power. So the president's oath that he will devote himself or herself to the service and well-being of the people of India, this becomes little tricky. So the last paragraph is a very nice paragraph actually. The president is saying that normally when the executive moves to crush the liberty of citizens, the people do not in the normal course think of approaching the president who is otherwise oath bound to preserve, protect and defend the constitution. The next is he gives examples of some presidents like Rajendra Prasad and Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Rajendra Prasad, he was our first president. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, he is our first vice president and second president. Many times they have openly differed with the views of the government on certain policy issues, and they had a tremendous influence on the government. Now the next is come here C. Rajagopalachari, the Governor General. So if you will just see that C. Rajagopalachari, okay, he is the first and the last Indian Governor General of India. Okay, so he became the Governor General of India after India achieved independence. Okay, so first the Governor General was Lord Mountbatten, and after that the Governor General was C. Rajagopalachari, and after that this post was abolished and president became the head of the state. The next is James Webb Telescope. So this article is about James Webb Space Telescope. Till now it is the most powerful optical telescope in space. Okay, it has been put in solar orbit, which is millions of miles away from the earth, and it is called as next generation telescope. Okay, next generation telescope, and it is regarded that it will replace Hubble Space Telescope. Now James Webb Telescope, it has been built by NASA in collaboration with European Space Agency and Canadian Space Agency. Okay, now how James Webb Space Telescope, for the first time, it has given the picture of deep space. So it has given the picture of SMACS 0723, which is a galaxy cluster. Then it has also given the picture of Stephan's Quintet. This is also a galaxy cluster. This name is Stephan's Quintet WASP 1996. And then this picture is actually the two nebula. They are colliding to form the new star. So these two nebula are Carina Nebula and Southern Ring Nebula. The next is India-China border issue. So now India-China talks is going to be held on July 17, and now this is called as Corps Commander level meeting, and they are going to follow. They are going to focus on disengagement and hot spring area. So here they are going to now see the factual information. It is the 16th round of talks which will be held on July 17th on the Chinese side of Moldo. Okay, Moldo is one of the sector in Ladakh, and they are going to focus on de-escalation in eastern Ladakh. In addition to the focus, they are going to focus on disengagement at patrolling point 15. Now this PP15 is also called as Gogra Hot Spring area. Along with that, there are some legacy issues over here. These are disengagement at Demchok and Depsang. इसके पहले the 15th round of talk, it was held in March, which failed. उसके पहले जितने भी talks हुए हैं, like up to patrolling point, up to commander level talks 14, it has led to disengagement at Pangong So in February 2021, patrolling point 17 in Gogra Hot Spring area, and in addition to Galwan. ठीक है, now Galwan, this was the site of clash between Indian and Chinese soldiers in May 2020. The next is that about 50,000 troops and heavy equipments have been deployed on both the sides close to the LAC for a second winter in a very high altitude area. मतलब कि disengagement talk एक जगह पे हो रहा है, and the second at the same time there is a heavy troop deployment. The next is a Supreme Court observation that assessing the juvenility is a delicate task. Now if you will just see that juveniles who are aged between 16 and 18, that is a procedure under the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act of 2015, which says that a preliminary assessment is done to assess the mental and physical capacity of any juvenile who has committed crime and whose age is between 16 and 18 and who are involved in serious crime. ये जो असेसमेंट होता है, इसका जो एम होता है, ये एम होता है कि दे वांट टू चेक द चाइल्ड्स एबिलिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ऑफ द ऑफेंस एंड द सर्कमस्टेंसेस इन विच द ऑफेंस हैज़ बीन कमिटेड. मतलब कि जो ऑफेंस कमिट हुआ है वो एज अ चाइल्ड कमिट हुआ है या एज अ एडल्ट हुआ है. इफ द जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड सेज दैट द जुवेनाइल शुड नॉट बी ट्रीटेड एज एन एडल्ट, ओके, so this will lead to that the case will not pass to the children's court, okay, and will hear the case itself. और अगर उसके बाद अगर child guilty पाया जाता है, then the child is not sent to jail, child is sent to juvenile care for 3 years. The next is India has achieved clean energy target 9 years before deadline. So over here we will see that there was COP26, Conference of Party 26 to United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which was held in Glasgow. Now over here, India has given commitment that by 2030, India will install 500 gigawatt of renewable energy, which will be 50% of its total installed energy capacity. In 2015, India had given the target of installing 400 gigawatt, and which will be 40% of its total energy capacity. But now, Union Ministry of Power, headed by R.K. Singh, they are saying that India has installed 162 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity, which is 41% of the 402 gigawatt of electricity installed. Now there are some more news related to it, factual news, that India aims to become energy independent by which year? So that year is 2047. The next is Turkey, Russia and Ukraine, they are going to meet on grain export. तो यहाँ पे जो आप देखेंगे ब्लैक सी में जो ब्लॉकेड है बिकॉज ऑफ रशिया यूक्रेन क्राइसिस, उसको हटाने की बात चल रही है, क्योंकि देयर इज़ अ ब्लैक सी पोर्ट ओडेसा, वहाँ से ब्लॉकेड हटना बहुत ज़रूरी है ताकि यूक्रेन स्टार्ट सप्लाइंग व्हीट टू द वर्ल्ड. सो 3 countries, Russia, Ukraine and Turkey, their military, they are going to meet UN officials in Istanbul for talk on to resume the safe exports of Ukrainian grain from Black Sea port of Odessa. So this is type of one-liner, so please note it. Now the most important news from the foreign page is a new group called as 12U2. उसको हम न्यू क्वाड भी कहते हैं. ओके, सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज न्यू क्वाड. सो इसके जो मेंबर्स हैं वो इसके मेंबर्स होंगे इंडिया, यूएई, Israel and US, fine, and it is going to become a new quad, a new economic quad for Western region. So this idea was first articulated by National Security Advisor of USA, that is Jake Sullivan. The next is information from United States that the June consumer inflation has quickened to 9.1%, which is 41-year high because of high cost for petrol, food and rent in United States. So here we will see over here that inflation in USA is rising. ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे क्या होगा, वहाँ का सेंट्रल बैंक कौन है, फेडरल रिजर्व. So now Federal Reserve, it will be increasing the interest rate. Now we have read in the past that rupee is depreciating because of foreign portfolio investors, they are pulling out their money from India. One of the reasons that why they are pulling out the money from India is that India's domestic situation, that is rising inflation. Other reason is that Federal Reserve is increasing the rate. Since the rate, that is repo rate, you can say that the rate in the US is higher than foreign portfolio investors, they will put their money in US because of higher interest rate. The second is India's import from China has risen to a record high in first half of 2022. So if you will just see that export to China, it has gone down by 35%, okay, but import has risen, that is $57.51 billion in the first half of the year. Now if you will just see the trade between India and China, so the trade has declined in 2020 because of pandemic, but now it has increased to pre-pandemic level. So India's biggest imports last year were electrical and mechanical machinery, chemicals used in industrial production, active pharmaceutical ingredients and auto components. The next is, see the reason which I have just stated, that the rupee has slipped to a new low of 79.81. So if you will just see the reason, it is because of overseas markets and foreign investors continue to withdraw funds from Indian stock market. This is one of the main reasons that why Indian rupee is sliding. The second is government may review windfall tax as oil price slides. तो यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे that there is a massive crash in margins of diesel, petrol and ATF because of dwindling oil prices. इसके पहले गवर्नमेंट ने टैक्स इम्पोज किया था, एक्सपोर्ट ड्यूटीज ऑन पेट्रोल एंड ATF, दैट इज ₹6 पर लीटर और $12 पर बैरल. दिस टैक्स वॉज कॉल्ड एज विंडफॉल टैक्स. विंडफॉल टैक्स मतलब, तो पहले हम समझते हैं विंडफॉल गेन. विंडफॉल गेन का मतलब होता है कि प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम अनएक्सपेक्टेड सर्कमस्टेंसेस. तो अभी क्रूड ऑयल जो पेट्रोलियम रिफाइनरीज हैं उनके साथ क्या हुआ था, as the prices of the crude oil grew, so the selling price of petrol also started increasing, so the revenue started increasing for the petroleum refinery. So this is called as windfall gain. So the government had imposed a windfall tax on the petroleum refiners. Now the government is reviewing the windfall tax as because the oil prices are again sliding. So friends, that's all for today. We will meet tomorrow again with the news. Till then, have a nice time. Take care. Thank you.